I don't know. I also like how instead of just they stopped at I think 4, right?
I don't know.
4 of those, but then they went on
the first one, and then it's like I don't give a shit.
And
anymore.
I watched the first and some of the second.
Yeah, and then they started making a TV show called 100 Ways to Die, which is basically it, really.
Well, that's actually based on real life.
Really?
Yes.
There's one where a guy gets a fish stuck in his throat and he dies, and it's
that's happened.
Fuck off! What?
Yeah.
Well, you're probably going to want to cut this out. There was a story of people who pranked a guy by putting an eel up his ass, a live eel.
No, we're keeping that.
Yeah.
And
it's like that one porn. That Japanese girl.
Yeah, well, this eel bit through his internal organs and he died. So that happens.
Did it chest burst him?
No, it was.
It had been chest.
It chewed through either his colon or his rectum. I'm not sure how far up in there.
Either way, probably both.
But he died. And the eel died. It was not a good time for anyone.
It was not a good time for the eel. It was not a good time for the guy.
It's like, I'm dying.
So
might as well take this guy with
100 Ways to Die is sort of basically like the Darwin Awards show, except with really terrible reenactments.
The, awful CGI reconstructions.
You see, this guy died because he put an eel up his ass.
Yeah.
Who would agree to that?
Well, he was drunk and his friends were like, "This will be a funny prank."
Yeah, instead of drawing dicks on his face.
Yeah. It's like, so really, just sit and
We're
look
gonna put an eel up your ass.
Here's the lesson: just draw dicks on your friend.
Where do you even get an eel?
I don't know.
They work in an aquarium.
I don't know.
Maybe they.
Maybe.
This was related to me through an episode of Caustic Soda, another podcast plug.
Also yes, holy crap,
listen
to them. Yeah.
It was, I believe, I think they had a Deadly Pranks episode, and that was one of them.
Huh, okay.
And that was just the one that stood out to me in my memory right now because
it was up to me. Eel in the bum.
Again, words.
Well, since we're talking about urban legends and superstitions and stuff like that, my favorite series as a kid, and probably also now if I could find the books, were the 3 scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap! Those were basically all those not old wives' tales, but the moral stories.
Yeah.
And the one kid that finds a toe. Maybe this is why I've got that weird foot trauma issue thing.
This could
where
be.
The kid finds looks like a toe in a field, and he makes a soup out of it.
Yes.
And the ghost comes, he's just like, "Give me back my toe, give me back my toe," and the kid's like,
"I hate it, man."
Yeah, so he's like, "Okay." But yeah, the drawings, the guy that did the art
I
was.
feel like that's why people of our age and older remember those books, because they were just terrifying and nightmarish in the art.
Oh, I loved it. It's like he ripped out people's veins and sinew and placed it into shapes of faces.
Very unsettling.
And then he did a couple normal kids books too.
Go figure.
So, but yeah, I know. So there are a lot of, I want to say Aesop's fables almost style type stories.
Yeah, kind of.
So a lot of them too were there's something big and scary behind the guy. They're like, "Oh, why are you chasing me?" He's like, "Oh, you should see that behind me," or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, I don't know either, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
So that's another fun thing to look for if you're looking for more urban legends and kind of the genesis of where a lot of the more modern stories come from too. They're heavily different, but lots of things still kind of follow the same formula.
Absolutely.
Also, if you can find the original books with the veiny, sinewy drawings.
Yeah, not the new ones.
Feel free to send them to me if you're a big fan of our show. Holy crap!
Love them.
Yeah, they
droppers.
Just Christmas is coming.
Christmas is a while, dude.
By the time this is out, Christmas is
coming.
Birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, birthday, Christmas. If you just like me in general.
There you go.
Yeah, send Tony the books. Do it.
Yeah, just give me these kid stories. But yeah, no, they changed up the art, and I don't want to slag anyone else's art styles or anything too. It's just. I can see why they changed it, because fuck, they were horrific.
Giving too many children nightmares.
Which kids need to have, let's be serious.
Yeah.
That's how I stopped touching the element on the stove.
That's how they smarten up the kids. They need to have nightmares.
Yeah, that's why I just avoid feet. Because a fucking ghost guy is gonna come at me.
Yeah,
and also fields.
because of your anti-foot fetish.
Yeah. It's not really a phobia. It's just feet are gross.
Yep.
I'm sure there's other people out there that agree, or do the opposite.
Yep.
Whatever you do is up to you, man.
Your choice.
And or lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, superstitions are fun. Okay, so yeah, we talked about ones that we definitely have. Edison, what's a superstition you still believe in?
I still believe in. I don't really know. It's just kind of. I need to think about that one because recently there's this sort of one that I just think it's kind of uncanny in general because apparently this goes back to my family because apparently one of my uncles, when they were burying my grandpa, they actually got the wrong ashes. So
what?
they apparently got the ashes mixed up.
Huh.
So apparently there was some sort of mix-up, and then now they say that they found my grandpa's ashes, and then they did something to the other dude's ashes, and then there's been speculation within the family something about like he dumped the ashes or some shit like that, and then of course from one of my aunts, she basically said that that's why he had a stroke because he totally just desecrated this guy's ashes.
Whoops.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, okay, it's kind of vengeful, but at the same time, I can see why you would think that way.
Yeah.
And, of course, one of his kids died. So it's like,
Well, I know there's a lot of things about, like, having human remains in the house, too. Like,
Yeah.
The last place I lived in, we couldn't tell the upstairs landlords, that I really hope they're not listening, that we basically kept my grandpa's ashes in with us.
Yeah, well, you're not there anymore. Sorry, landlords.
Yeah, and current landlords too, which are also Asian. I just hope they're not listening.
Sorry.
It's a little scary how many like human remains are in this house right now.
Yeah, try not to think about it.
It's okay. It's mostly just grandpa's ashes and some people's teeth. No big deal.
Yeah.
Not in a creepy way. Not in a creepy way. It's an art thing. It's different.
Yeah.
Whoever's teeth they are probably still alive. I don't know.
Probably. Probably, right?
I collect weird things. Leave me alone.
I'm not judging you.
No, I am.
Perfect.
It's fair. That's understandable. So yeah, so those are yours.
Actually, I sort of have one that I kind of partially sort of believe in.
Yeah.
It's something about whenever I go to a new house or something like that, or just like looking for a new place, whenever if I go in, I feel uncomfortable, I would just don't care about the place, I would just leave.
Oh, okay.
Because it's one of those, like, there has to be some reason for you to not feel well when you just walk into a new place, even when it's empty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you look at a new place, you go in, and suddenly, you see the trees and all that stuff, and you feel good. Like, sometimes you just walk into a room or something like that, and you just feel great. Compared to, let's say, you walk into a room which is dark and gloomy, and you can just feel that.
Yeah, you feel the sads.
It's the sadness, or just like you walk into a haunted house and all that stuff. You just kind of like there's this sense of dread into it. So I always want to let's say if I know any kids or something like that, if I'm looking for a new place, I always call my friends can you bring your kid?
Oh yeah.
You? So then because something about I still believe that if the kid feels terrible or if the kid says I see someone, it's it's a no-go.
Yeah.
So they're like a barometer for that kind of thing.
Yeah, because according to my mom, back when I was 4 years old when my grandma died, I was screaming grandma or something like that, and grandma was not there. And then from my memory, I remember she was there or something like that.
Yeah.
And then according to her, it's oh no, she died last week.
Whoa.
So it's just kind of those experiences. Okay, that's kind of weird. Or even back from the whole exorcism thing, back from
the Buddhist exorcism.
Right.
From that, it's I remember feeling the gas. There was the gas and all this. I mean, of course, I sort of paid attention a little bit and went back to my Game Boy. I remember that there was some really weird, just uncomfortable feeling that night. I just didn't know how to describe it. and I didn't even know like what it really was because I was just a kid. But it's like there was something definitely going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something just happens and you just can't express it, but you can just definitely sense something is going on. You know, like even the whole, like if you talk to somebody like that's terminal, and you get a sense of vibe from them as well. That is like, oh, they may not be doing well because you can judge it by their facial feature or just the aura, using quotes.
Yeah.
Around them. That's kind of like, okay, something's not right. So I'm.
Well, even if it's like there's someone that I want to use the term disturbed as well, but like there's not a lot of people that like make me uncomfortable. Like even like people on the street and stuff like that. But like even with like the comic shop recently, we've had someone coming in, and I'm just like, oh no, this is just something really wrong with this person.
Or just same with like people being possessed or something like that. It's like you can tell something's up with them. It's because it sort of happened to us. Well, we speculate happened to a friend of mine because.
But you tell me about this story, yeah.
Basically, it goes back to when I was in like middle school or something like that. I had this buddy of mine, like we used to play guitar together, all this kind of stuff, like super into like metal and stuff. And then after one summer, or just which is a couple of months in Hong Kong, he came back, shaved his head, and then personality completely changed. Won't associate with me or anything like that, and suddenly called me the Antichrist.
Oh dear.